Welcome to the Beacon by Soul 33, teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning, everyone. I am here in Auckland, New Zealand, where I live. It is the last week of September. We're making a transition into October, and I'm actually really excited about October, to be honest. So if you're listening to this on the Beacon app or on YouTube or on Spotify, it helps me tremendously when you share, tag, let people know that this platform exists with your 20-odd minute Monday Mantra Soul Progression lesson every week. I set these for you so that you have some sort of purpose and understanding to be more self-aware in your life as you go about your day-to-day life. And those of you who are meditating often and following the exercises that I set and opening yourself up, you will find the Monday mantras very easy to apply to your life. Those who are beginning on this journey, look at your life with curiosity. How does the Monday mantra apply as you go through the week? It doesn't need to all make sense at the beginning. For me, as I go through the week, even I am going, oh, here we go. This is what this means. So for me, last week was quite painful for me, to be honest. And I, on Wednesday night, to be honest, started having major premonitions to the point where I woke up and vomited, where I was having palpitations. Now, I know the difference because Gaia doesn't get anxiety. I only get anxiety when I'm working with other people who have it and I'm transmuting that for you, or it's a collective thing. And so the premonitions that I was having was for the collective. It had me completely knocked out. I'm someone that has hardly ever rescheduled clients or postponed them, but I had to get Kieran to move quite a few clients to my day off this week because I just had no energy to give because I was processing something deeply. And as I checked in with my other healer friends who are working full time in the industry of healing and helping people in our own ways, they all felt the same. They all felt the same. So it's not a fearful thing. It was just something that the healing has already begun for the world. And for us to prepare. And what I mean by prepare is this is what my place in the world is to help you progress your soul, to prepare your soul for your next lifetime, for your next cycles in this lifetime. So as I go through the recap of last week, just listen and think about what happened for you. So your Monday mantra last week is, I'm devoted to the growth that comes from being organized. I'm devoted to the growth that comes from being organized. So because we were finishing Virgo energy and going into Libra energy, I really was so organized. And I realize now why Spirit wanted me to be organized. Remember, I give you examples in my own life so you can think about how to apply things in your life. I was so organized because I'm a big food person. I love to eat as healthy as possible. I prepare my food and I have elaborate lunches. And I was so organized that I realized why Spirit had me so organized, because I was completely out on Thursday and most of Friday. And if I wasn't organized, I would have felt like I couldn't have just been in bed trying to transmute the energy that I was picking up because it was bad. So what was going on for you in terms of your organization? Because the law of attraction, is always at play, and it's something we have to really remember for coming into this week. That's why I always tell you, when you listen to the Monday mantras and your regular listeners, you'll see how they all are one chapter to the next. They're not just independent. They're cycles moving you from one energy to the next. And so I could see how everything was preparing me for what I needed to go through to be able to contribute to the healing towards this premonition that me and a few other of my medium friends are having, and being devoted to that healing and devoted to my self-healing. Like my meditation practice a lot for Thursday and Friday was giving myself energy and clearing the blockages that I had from other people by disconnecting from all of them. So I was just feeling what I needed to feel. And so to feel joy in life, which was most of my week except for, Thursday and Friday, I felt inner peace because I was so organized. Things just need to be cleared up, and they needed to be cleared up last week, and that's what I felt. I was purging, that's why I was vomiting. But then come Saturday, I was feeling great again, feeling more like myself, not as unstable physically. So to have that type of practical energy assist you, it's allowing the space to grow, because even in those feelings of, I feel very vulnerable right now, I feel very anxious, there's growth happening in that. And we had the new moon energy that was coming up as well, which was a bit triggering. And that's why I understood I was being triggered by other people's fears around long-term success. Is what I'm doing going to be worthwhile? Not only is this my feeling, but everybody else's that's doing things. Because when we're in pressured situations, we have to learn from them so that we don't get affected in the same way in future. So what did you do last week to get yourself organized? And what did you have to devote to yourself? For me, it was my own healing. I had to choose myself first last week, especially the last couple of days of the week, so that I could top myself up to do what I do for people, which is my purpose in life. Were you feeling threatened in any way? Now, for me, it wasn't a personal threat. It was an unpredictable threat from Mother Earth. We can't control what Mother Earth does. And, well, we can if we dug into it a bit deeper. But, I'm saying that in general because most of us don't know what she's going to do. That was the threat I was feeling. Because that's when we feel a loss of power of what are we doing it all for and all of those sort of things. So protecting what you have and your energy, not from a place of fear, but from a place of preservation and devotion to self. So I had a lot of conversations last week around people and their businesses, what they're doing to streamline their businesses, to preserve their gifts, to devote themselves to what they're trying to create. This is a very important thing as we're moving in through this next chapter of our lives. I also found it to be a very abundant week, despite feeling the way that I did towards the end of the week. Money did come up in last week's Monday mantra, but it was also about abundance in all forms to support the life that you want. That means being abundant with time, which I was able to take the time that I needed, and to feel secure. We need to have that type of abundance, and we all have the capability of creating that when we're focusing and devoting on the things that bring us growth. So a lot to think about in last week's Monday mantra as we move through the week. It was also Ganesh Chaturthi, and that is the day of the rebirth of Lord Ganesha, which most of us know as the elephant god. So when I woke up that morning that I wrote this, I felt the great shift already. And it was because my mother actually reminded me it was Ganesh Chaturthi because she was vegetarian that day. And Ganesh, what really interested me is because I completely forgot that this event was happening. It's just that I got up with this shift and I was like, something's happening today. And then I text my mum. I said, is it some auspicious day? Then she told me what it was. I was like, oh, no wonder I'm feeling that. And it was that mother energy. And this is why I connect it to the Mother Earth energy, which was what was causing me great imbalance in my body. And what I found interesting, which is what I was going to say, is the previous week's Monday mantra, Spirit had told me to tell them it's like they're molding their life from clay. And then I realized that the story of Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, how he got his elephant head, was that he was actually molded from clay. And then I understood why Spirit had given me that lesson to pass on to you the week before, because it was going to be this energy last week. So the legend says that his head was severed and replaced with one of an elephant, being reborn from a place of destruction into divine wisdom. Remember, anything that is destroyed in the world, through Mother Nature, through the forces that we cannot control. There is divine wisdom that comes from that. And those deep obstacles within the soul have beginning to loosen the root of it all. And that's the great destabilization that I was feeling, and a few other of my medium friends were feeling also. Trust is being restored so there can be deeper devotion to growth, physical and non-physical. May your obstacles, deep and shallow, be severed like the head of Ganesha and replaced with abundance and prosperity you deserve. It was very much that energy, and then I felt the destabilization, which is all part of the root reasons of where we need to gain wisdom to be able to move with flow, which then made sense as to why the movement card came up as I pulled it for the collective. Movement happens when we feel organized and on top of things. It doesn't mean to control, it means to have systems in place to cope, handle, and keep us moving forward. The practical energy of last week was there's a certain amount of preparation that we can do and plan for that physical life needs in order for us to grow and feel secure. And when we have that, we can simplify and have a clear slate to be able to trust in the divine forces to support us through surrender. And so part of this movement energy for last week is the devotion for motion. The devotion for motion. So if we want to see movement in motion, we need to be devoted to the bigger cause, to the focus of what we're trying to do. So where does your love and loyalty lie when we think of the word devotion? Or who is it with? What are you dedicated to? And therein lies the formula for growth. You're moving, but you're moving at the rate as to how organized you can be within your circumstances. So that, again, is physical and non-physical circumstances. So Thursday, I got up and I didn't feel like eating, which is very rare for me. So those are the days that I choose to fast, and I fast for the whole day, and that's when I was a pure, clean vessel. I have got a meditation that I will be recording for you. The next one I promised you will be the shape-shifting one, because that is what Spirit has told me to do. And then the following one will be the one I received from Spirit last week as I was going through this great destabilization to find stability again. But devotion towards the area of growth you wish to see will result in support and resources for you to be back in balance. Devotion towards the area of growth you wish to see will result in support and resources for you to be back in balance. We had the equinox on Saturday, and because I was feeling so unstable and unwell the days before, like literally knocked off my feet, it was the major shift within the core of the earth to rebalance us, and that may have resulted in anxiety, heart palpitations, all of those sort of things, because it was like the magnetic field going, you are feeling the shifts that I'm making as in Mother Earth is making. And that's why it was movement physically and non-physically. We have been working towards this week. What we have been working towards this week, the week that we've just had, is where your devotion lies. Where is your focus? And where you will see support and resources for your growth. Now begins the balance of everything and the recharge we need to move forward with the life we are creating. So for me, spiritually, it was a huge, huge week, because like I said, it's really not very often that I feel that I need to postpone clients, because there is some great shift that is happening universally and within Mother Earth in particular. And that also makes sense. I could have picked a picture with Ganesha on his own, but I picked it with his mother, because there's a deep connection with Mother Earth at the moment. Remember, I'm always here for you. I am only one person, and I'm doing the best that I can to see as many of you, but there are so many different ways you can connect with me and receive some sort of spiritual support to help guide you. Seeing me in person is always going to be the most profound way, but I understand that's not possible for everyone. There are Zoom sessions, but you'll need to talk to Kieran about availability. And remember, I'll always, whenever I feel topped up, I will be opening up more spaces to see more. It's just that I need to be topped up and completely in balance to be able to do what I need to do for you. But mini readings, personalized meditations are your best way to get the support really as immediate as possible. And Kieran's the person to email if you have any IT issues, if you need to renew your app. Now, remember, those of you who are here, I have the app membership off the app platforms because they take a really huge percentage, which means that I would be having to charge what other meditation apps do charge, which is about 15 to 20 US dollars a month. Mine is only $60 a year. So Kieran is the person to email for any assistance at all, soul33@gmail.com, or you can go to the website www.soul33.com to have a read around and get familiar. Okay, welcome to new members. It's so amazing. Kieran tells me from every part of the world we're getting emails every day, which is so wonderful. I'm so incredibly grateful. And these Monday mantras are really something that you do need to be devoted and committed to understand where I'm coming from. Listen to them 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, especially before I put up the extended meaning for you to think about. Everything has what I do, which is soul progression therapy. There is a system in which my spiritual gifts help you in a practical way. So as we move into this week, our Monday mantra that I've set it is, I am a reflection of what I receive. I am a reflection of what I receive. It is time to receive. So look at what you're receiving this week. And when you receive, look at the meaning you are putting on what you are receiving and the decisions you are making from that, whatever you've received. So, meaning you might be putting on it. Do I deserve this? Is there an agenda behind me receiving this? Do they appreciate me? Is that why I'm receiving this? Am I valued? Are you trying to make up for something that you've done? Are you, what is the meaning? Really think about the story, because you are creating the meaning. And the meaning does not need to be an old story, but a new reality that is either linking you to your next chapter or one part to the bigger link. So this week, think step by step. Now, normally I'm always telling you to look at the bigger picture. This week, Spirit's telling us to look step by step, one thing leading to the next. Because sometimes when things happen in life, if we look at the bigger picture, like the whole thing that we need to do, it gets very overwhelming. But right now, there is no rush, but to have direction from our inner guidance. And once you've chosen a meaning that serves you, you will know what to do. You will see the link. You will understand the chapter that's opening up. Try to say yes this week. Yes to receiving. Yes, I'd love to receive more abundance. Yes, I'd love to go with you. Yes, I'd love that intimacy and connection. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I'd love the help. If something feels scary, if it's going to lead you to more of a transformation that you're looking for, say yes. Even if it's unconscious patterning that is attracting things to you, even if it's things that you don't like, remember, past lives, accumulation of events and experiences that has led you to the now. So if you're getting what you want, say to the universe, yes, more please. And if you're not, then you need to trust what's showing up, regardless whether you like it or it's challenging, and change your thoughts and energy for the things you don't want. And you're focusing with devotion for motion, remember? So shift your energy with sound and music. Spirit gave me that message, so I know that when I'm feeling in a bit of a funk, music really helps me. And remember, this week also, we're reaping and sowing. We're reaping and sowing, not sowing what we reap. It's like what we've reaped is presenting itself. Therefore, we are asked to sow something new with new meanings. As we go through the week, we are coming up into a full moon. And the full moon, I have given you the Opal Essence meditation. And we're really getting in touch with how we feel, releasing any overthinking or old realities, only using the mind to solve problems. So I want to give you an example of a client that I had last week. I actually can't remember who it was because I very rarely do, but they're showing me this in my mind's eye now to tell you. So a client met me for the first time, and they had a very complicated relationship blueprint. But I could feel a lot of resistance within that client's soul. And that person was saying, but no, I don't have resistance. I'm like, you do. So what I'm bringing this up for is that the mind was solving problems for her, justifying the reasons of her experiences. But the soul was actually going, I need to release these old realities. So is there alignment between your soul and your mind? Because when there is, that's when you are receiving the things that you want and not so much of the challenges. So use your mind only to solve problems. And you start to understand this oneness, this working in conjunction with your soul and your heart when you are fully devoted to your meditation practice. It's the truth. Like I regardless of how tired I am, I will meditate because I know that is my devotion to my spiritual practice. There is so much that is going to come for you as you release your limitations with this full moon energy. You know, September has been a month of fresh beginnings, old parts of us being released, decisions being made, things being put back together to have a fresh start from a practical perspective, especially for long-term goals. So really think about what you are doing step by step this week and looking at what you are receiving. Now, every weekend, I put up 4 homework exercises that I choose for you. Now, for this week, I have said in the group chat, which disappears, and remember, your homework is continuously running on the homepage. You need to be a paid member of the app to be able to access the homework. I have suggested also the yin-yang balance, and you can search that in your master search to see where it is, or some of the heart meditations. So if you just search heart, you'll be shown a few of them and pick what resonates with you. So there are several meditations you can pick from, and I know those of you who have several parts to your personalized meditations, I infuse those with energy. They are like doing a session for me. I love creating those for you, and they give you profound shifts. So those of you who have those or are asking for them, you'll be able to implement that as often as you wish. I am sending you your ability to receive without putting some sort of weird meaning on what you're manifesting in your life. And what you don't like, you're changing. What you do like, more please. Karen is the person to ask if you need any assistance at all. I'm always here for you in some capacity. Don't forget to share. Let people know that this app exists. Tag me in your stories. It's just so great to hear from you. I do my best. We get messages, so many messages, and it's hard for me to keep up, but I do read things and I try and reply where I can or share what you say, and I really appreciate all the feedback. And remember, if you have IT issues, please email Karen. She has direct communication with IT, just because there are many of you with the same first name, or if you write something anonymously in group chat, we just don't know how to help you. So let us know. We are actually making some changes to the app. I haven't said that for a while because I've had to wait, because the app is something that has been a very big financial and time investment for me. So I always have to put finances aside to be able to upgrade things, but we're working on a few things. So hopefully in the next little while, there'll be some other nice features to make the app easier and more conducive for you to use anywhere at any time. I am a reflection of what I receive. I am a reflection of what I receive.